Why write things down? What are the benefits of physically holding a pen and writing words on paper? Today I'm going to talk about journaling, and more specifically, the bullet journal method. Welcome to Mindset and Methods. My name is Andrew, and if you like what I'm talking about, please subscribe and hit the like button. So today I'm going to talk about my experience with journaling and what I found to be useful and have helped me with my daily life. Journaling as a tool has helped many people for their personal growth, their organization, and general productivity. Bullet journaling specifically, created by Ryder Carroll, is described as an analog system to track the past, organize the present, and plan for the future. There are many resources online with regards to journaling in general and more specifically bullet journaling. And there are dedicated communities and resources if you'd like to check them out. What I like about bullet journaling is that you can personalize this according to however you want it to look. You can create spreads and systems that suit your own needs. There are all kinds of setups in bullet journaling. Bullet journaling allows for vast differences in setup, reflecting individual goals and stresses. And what I like about bullet journaling is that it is adaptable. The system itself is adaptable over time. You don't have to stick to one particular way. It allows you to adjust them as you see fit. For me, I just use the bullet journal's conventional symbols, such as tasks, events, and general notes. You use dots for tasks, and then when you complete them, you cross it out as an X. You draw circles for events or for a significant occasion worth noting. Dashes is what I use the most, as it enables me to write down my own thoughts, my own emotions, what I'm feeling that day, whether I'm stressed or angry or afraid. I write them down. I must say, completing tasks and crossing them out is such a dopamine hit. It makes me want to create more tasks so I can do them and then cross them out. And typically, the bullet journal also offers a yearly, a monthly, and a weekly log for you to capture your overall long-term goals and achievements, and so provide you that bird's eye view of a longer time frame. It's also helpful in organizing your tasks and events that will happen week to week and month to month. People journal in various ways. Some are more aesthetic and more pleasing to the eye. These people are very artistic, and they really know how to create a spread. For me, I keep things a bit more simple. And while aesthetics can be appealing, I think that over-focusing on appearance can distract from the journal's purpose. However, I'm not adverse to it. I think people can express however they want. If it works for them, I'd say keep going. But for me, it will take time to draw things and to make things really aesthetic. And so I keep it simple to those three symbols. I write down the date at the top. Usually I use a blue pen for that, and then black marker for the line items. If it's really significant, I'd use a red pen to flag it more readily. I do see why people create these elaborate designs. It may be therapeutical for them to do so, and helps them focus and calibrate their mind as they doodle, as they design and draw of all kinds of various artifacts on their journal. It will clutter my spread if I try and do them. One of the most important things about journal for me, as I've been doing it now for over a year, it helps me reflect my own emotions and thoughts. And it leads me to this greater clarity and purpose, which helps with my personal growth. I'm able to track how I was, how I'm being, and how I'm going to be. And with writing down notes, I also find it helps me become more grateful as I list down all the good things that I've experienced, the many blessings that I receive, and it creates a sense of fulfillment and overall happiness. This journal is about to finish very soon. This would have been 6 months. I started last October, and I'm on the last pages. And what I've written down here are a bunch of tasks and notes and important findings that happen on the fly on that day. And I tend to bring this everywhere I go, if I can. And I'm about to open this brand new bullet journal. And this is edition 2 of the Leuchtturm 1917. Bullet Journal has partnered with Leuchtturm to create this amazing edition, in my opinion. It comes with many features, some stickers, but I'm really fond of the smart dot grid layout. As I've written things down more conscientiously, it helps me with my decision making by clarifying my thoughts and feelings. What I've discovered as well is that it can help me change my own perspective as I write things down. It encouraged me at some point to reframe my own narrative. And so it not only takes input from me as a byproduct, the output is mirrored back to me and in turn changes me and my attitude. Now let's talk about digital and analog tools. Bullet journaling, as the physical pen and paper, is considered to be an analog tool, and for me it provides that tactile experience. It really helps me to be intentional with my tasks, and what I find as well is that I slow down considerably, carefully thinking through what words I would write to be concise with my own thoughts and feelings. And it provides me with a much needed break from digital screens, as I find myself working with computers all day long, which I believe is beneficial for my overall mental health. There are obviously some limitations with using just the analog tool, and one of those things that I find a disadvantage is that the calendar management can be a bit clunky when you write things down, simply because I would make mistakes and I can't jot things down quite neatly and tidily on a calendar on paper. This is where I would prefer a digital app for convenience and synchronization across devices. I personally use the digital app called TickTick, as it helps me create my task with levels of priority as well as dates. That's the most important thing, to allocate a deadline for that specific task to be accomplished. And whenever there's a duplicate task that I've written down as well as I've logged on the app, I would create the arrow symbol for those. And so I highly recommend everyone to write things down if they can. In a fast-paced world where we're always on the go in the name of efficiency and productivity, I think there's no harm to take your time and sit back and read over what you've written, reflect on how you were as a person even months ago, how are you now, and that will create a clear trajectory for where you want to be in the short term and the long term. I like collecting aphorisms, all the little concise sayings that pack wisdom and content in small snippets. I write them down. I write inspirational quotes from people that have been insightful for me, and also Bible verses. I have found that I've become more conscientious and more aware of my actions. As I've slowly pondered on what I've done, it has helped me check my attitude as well, and it really links well with the skill of reading. Writing and reading are avenues for creativity. You discover the world through reading, and you contribute to that world by writing things down. I personally don't write long essays on my thoughts in a granular way. I try to succinctly and concisely write things down that would capture it accurately without having to be super descriptive on the events. We are more than just tools and cogs in the system. We are thinking and we are creative. And so the organic manner in which you hold and write with the pen makes us human, especially now in the age of AI, where you can just prompt and tell a computer how to think. Writing things down keeps your authentic self. No one else thinks like you, because your own experiences are unique. Write every day, write as often as you can. Don't beat yourself up if you miss some days. I have. There was a period where I've completely missed out on a couple of days, and strangely enough, I look back on those days and I cannot remember what had happened. I have no recollection on how I felt, what was done that day. And now, as I've written almost every day, this habit of writing has stuck with me, and it's one of the first things I do as I start my day. And so let me know your own thoughts. Write down in the comment section below what works for you Have you journaled? Do you journal? Do you use the bullet journal method? Or do you use a hybrid system like I do with TickTick or any other productivity tool that you might find helpful? Some people use Notion or Obsidian. I've come to settle with my own hybrid of management systems that really helps me to be productive. And my own definition of productivity is doing the things you are supposed to do, which begs the question, am I really supposed to be scripting and writing and producing this video? Maybe not. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.